Hello again today. Happy Thursday. What day is it anyway? I don't know if there's any days of the week anymore because they're just all jumbled together. So today I focused in on math. Now remember, this is just for when we do get started, if and when this goes until June and you need things to do. This is just to help you out. Don't feel like you have to jump into it right away. Take some family time. Make sure that you guys are not stressing yourself or your kids or anybody out because that's not what anybody wants. This is just kind of a reference guide that I'm trying to give, to the people that really feel like they want it and they want that routine and they want that schedule. So there are 4 different parts of math when you break it down that are kind of across the curriculum regardless of what grade that you have. Once again, you guys don't have to know the curriculum. I'm using the curriculum because it's what I'm used to and it's how I plan and it's what I do. I have not gave you guys any, depth to the curriculum. It's just like the 4 broad areas and I've kind of broken them down. So there's number sense, patterns, shapes, and statistics. I broke them each down in the blog about what you can do for each, but number sense is like the main one to work on. Basic facts, number sense. Those are going to be the best things that your kid can get out of, this experience because that's usually what is lacking if your child is struggling with math. It's always number sense and it's always multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, that kind of thing. So what is number sense? It's just knowing that, say, 13 is bigger than 12. 1 more than 15 is 16. It's just little things like that. Knowing place value, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, and so on and so forth, depending on the grade that your kid is in. And I have the grades all listed so you can know what numbers they need to know up to regarding their grade. So you guys can do like greater than. This is what I always draw for my kids. Number Gator, he always eats what's greater. So it's a little song. It's on YouTube. If you look it up, Number Gator, I'm sure you can find it. But I usually draw a little gator and then they know 13 is bigger than 10. Number Gator always eats what's greater. Just a little tip. Patterns are very easy, especially if you are having a child that is in like say K to 2. Make a repeating pattern, make an expanding pattern. So basically what that would mean, I'll get out my little whiteboard here again. If I was gonna go like, circle, circle, triangle, triangle, circle, 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 triangle, triangle, triangle. Okay, that is an expanding pattern. We add 1 more each time. That's just like simple. You can do it with beads, you can do it with pencils, you can do it with colors, you can do it with shapes. It really doesn't matter. Even get them to go on to watch TV and point out patterns. Oh, look, that's a pattern, mom. That's a pattern, dad. Just stuff like that. Shapes is just geometry. Oh, and also I should go back to the patterns for older kids. If you have older kids, it's like skip counting. It's start at 100, add 12, until you get to 200 or whatever it might be. So you're just gonna keep like skip counting or have different patterns in numbers, looking for skip counting patterns, looking for division patterns, that kind of thing. Shapes is geometry. So I would say just knowing sides of a shape, vertices, which is another word for corners, and knowing, what the shape is called, 2D shapes versus 3D shapes. There's tons of things out there that can help you with this. You can there's games, there's lots of stuff. So you could even just like, if you have blocks or something, like if you have those little blocks, just say, what is this shape? Make a pattern with these shapes and tell me the shapes. Boom, you just knocked off 2 of them. Statistics is graphing, and usually graphing is what kids pick up the fastest and they understand graphing. So you could get them like a bag of M&Ms and you could say graph how many red, graph how many blue, graph how many green. Get a piece of paper, make it a graphing paper. There you go. You just did graphing. I wouldn't focus on that too much. Really, if it was me, I would just do a little bit of it because graphing is so easy and they understand it so well, but they do like graphing. So if you want to do some sort of a fun activity, get them to graph, get them to call people in your family and ask their favorite pizza, or and get them to graph their results. Like, get everybody involved. It'll be good in the long run. Then there's also like games, apps you can get online, and the best thing that you can do is do hands-on stuff. So for example, like baking. I wish with all of my heart that when we did fractions, I could bake with these children because it would be so cool to say, all right, guys, we've got, what's a 1/3 of a cup? How many 1/3s are in a whole? That kind of thing, like have that conversation. Unfortunately, when you have 28 students with 20 of them being boys, it's really, really hard to, not that boys are bad, but they're more rambunctious, without a doubt. So it's really hard to get everybody on the same page baking, and it's chaos. So if I could have that one-on-one time and bake and do fractions that way, that is just so cool to me. Also, you want to work on, like, you know, just getting them to answer questions just as you're going. Like, just say, I play dumb more than I would like to admit. Like, I'll say, oh, guys, like, what is 3 times 4 again? I can't remember. And, you know, they'll be like, 12. Like, what's wrong with my teacher? Who's this clown teaching us? How does she not know? How does she not know that, you know, 3 times 4 is 12? But just kind of play dumb and say, like, you know, why on earth would we need to add, you know, 4 to that? Or 4, like, why would we need to add 4 to that to get 20? Like, what's that all about? And then get them to count. So it's pretty simple to get that number sense down. I would not be sitting there going and Googling, like, grade 5 math and, you know, different formulas and XYZ and all that. No, don't do that. Just focus on the basics. Do 20 minutes of math. Get them even on a game. Play a game. Play flashcards. Play a card game where they have to figure out which of the cards is bigger. You know, like, if you have a kid that's in grade 1 or 2, play a card game where you know, flip over 2 and, oh, I have a 5 and you have a 2. Who gets to keep the cards? I have the bigger one. You know, it's simple stuff like that that's going to really help them keep their number sense in the long run and keep the basics. And then you'll be fine. Do not be looking at the curriculum. Do not be saying, oh, I need to know this, 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 and this. And, you know, they're supposed to be learning borrowing or whatever. No, I have it. If you read my blog, kids learn in different ways. Brains work in different ways. Don't focus. Don't think that your kid's not a math person. Just do the basics and you will be fine. I promise. All right. Take care.